usually see a little live thing up in my corner too. There it is.
Are we live? Fantastic. Yay. Thank you.
Yay.
Blessings, everybody. Blessings, friends. Here we are on Facebook Live. It always excites me to make that journey from wherever we were to Facebook Live. So welcome to our sacred Sunday morning space. I have my phone right here, so I'm going to find us live, and that's where I catch all of your beautiful faces and names here on Sunday morning. Wonderful. Here we are. Good morning, bright ones. I love you. I love being here. I'm here with John, Nancy, Gill. We welcome you. We welcome you with open hearts, open arms. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in with Brentwood Inspired Living Center this morning. It is a joy to be together. Good morning, Dawn. Good morning, Dennis. Wonderful. Everybody's going to start logging on, because if you like the page or follow the page, Brentwood Inspired Living Center, you will get a little notification that we have gone live. So actually, you might have to turn on notifications to get that, but it's very helpful, because then you don't really have to think about it. You just click the link and here we are. So good morning. Good morning. We're so grateful to be together this morning. My name is Amy Van Ling, and I am the spiritual director here at Brentwood Inspired Living Center. I love being with you. It is my joy to be here, to be with this beautiful community. Good morning, everybody. I see the numbers coming on, but I don't necessarily see you until you leave me a comment or a thumbs up or something, and then I get to see exactly who's here. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you joining us. Our theme this month is compassion. This is our last Sunday in December. Good morning, Paris. I see you. It's definitely been a beautiful week meditating on compassion, the compassion of Jesus and the Christ consciousness he embodied and taught. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I see everybody logging in. We have Reverend Gil Olmstead with us today. We are so grateful to have Gil with us. It's a treat to be sharing time together. I am very much looking forward to his Sunday message, Ignite the Light. Such a perfect message for these holy days of light. We've had so many of them. I love this time of year for that. You know, we had Diwali, then Hanukkah, and winter solstice, Christmas, yesterday, Kwanzaa. More lights. I know many now celebrate the Feast of Epiphany, Three Kings Day, and that goes on. And so fun. I just love this time. So I look forward to Reverend Gill's message today. We thank you for being with us. And we have our amazing John Shin bringing us the gift of his talent and creativity. We are always so blessed by your presence and your essence, John. Thank you for being here with us.
As I am blessed to be with you.
Yes, and we love your Christmas tree. It's beautiful back there behind you. Nancy is joining us to share our inspirational reading this morning and our message of abundance.
Good morning.
Yay! Oh, look, I take my eyes off my phone for a minute and then I look back down and everyone's here. Yay! Good morning, Jim and Siggy and Pat and Maria. Beautiful. I'm so glad to be here. My heart overflows with gratitude for each of you when I see your faces. I hope that this week was beautifully reflective, holy week for all of you, celebrating the birth of the Christ, an opportunity for us to step deeper into knowing and understanding and embodying that Christos essence we talked about on Christmas Eve. So good morning, beautiful ones. I am so grateful for you being here with us. If you tuned in last week, you know that we've been playing a little game on Facebook Live on Sunday morning. And we are, good morning, Bonnie. We're offering a question. And then when you put your answer in the comments, we put the names in a bowl and my daughter pulls a name and we have a winner. And the winner isn't based on your answer. It's just a random, but it's fun because we get to learn from each other. So last week's question was, what is your spiritual practice to shift yourself out of maybe a negative mindset or an unhappy mood or any kind of upset? And so many of you offer different ideas and practices, strategies that you use. And so the winner this week is Paris. So yay, Paris, expect a little gift card in the mail. We're so grateful for your participation because it's fun. This is really fun. So we have a new question this week. Good morning, Luinda and Bonnie and David. Nice to see all of you here this morning. So this week I have been in the depths of the Bible so much with the Christmas story and Jesus. So I had to smile thinking about our previous question, which was about the most influential spiritual books in your life. So I'm a bit of a Bible thumper. Some of you know that. So I have to include the Bible in my spiritual influence. And so this week's question is, what is your favorite Bible scripture? Or better yet, what Bible scripture was most impactful to you or made the most sense to you once you understood like the deeper meaning, the metaphysical meaning? So however you want to look at that, what is the Bible scripture that means the most to you? And you can say why it does. That would be fun too. Put your answer in the comments below, and we will draw another winner this week. So we give you from now 3 hours to put a comment in there, and then I'll pull the names, and you may be the recipient of a gift card from the drawing. So thank you for joining the fun and participating. Good morning, Ginny. Yes, you won, Paris. Good morning, Jennifer. Light and love to everyone. She says, happy Sunday. We're so glad that you're all joining us. Jan is there. Great to have you with us. Reverend Gill and John and Nancy. Yes, yes. We are thrilled to be together. I see everybody logging on. I'm just going to some announcements here while we let everybody else see the notification that we're here and ready to roll this morning. On December 31st, we will be holding a New Year's release meditation with Robert Leons. He was here with us a few weeks ago from the UK. It's nice that we could just, portal in from wherever these days. So he will be with us 11 a.m. We'll be on Facebook Live just like this, just like we did the candle light celebration on Christmas Eve. So just pop on Facebook Live at 11 a.m. on December 31st for a New Year's release meditation. And if you or anyone you know would like support with affirmative, life-giving, loving prayer, please let us know. You can check that out on our prayer and healing page on our website, brentwoodilc.org. Welcome to our Sunday morning sacred space, brilliant beings. I see you. I see you all here. Good morning, Randy and Carol and Denise and David and Beverly. Good morning, everybody. I see you all jumping on here with us. Welcome, welcome. We welcome you with love. So we'll move into our sacred service right now with our mission statement. Good morning. Yay, everybody is joining and putting in some of their answers. Good morning, Dusty. Good morning, Ron. Yay, wonderful. Yes, keep them coming. Keep the comments coming. Okay, let's feel into our mission statement. Our mission statement was created in love, for us, for the world. We are an open, heart-centered spiritual community, honoring the one presence within us. We welcome all to connect, grow, and expand in wisdom, compassion, and love. Thank you for being with us this morning. I'm going to hand the screen over to Nancy now for our inspirational reading this morning. Thank you so much, Nancy.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. As we enter the final week of 2020, let us joyfully celebrate humanity's kindness and compassion during this time of COVID-19 with a few short stories. In times of trouble, it can be more difficult than ever to stay positive. But as coronavirus sweeps through countries, people across the world are unifying to take care of one another. Funds are being raised, groceries are being delivered, and most importantly, kindness and compassion are being shown. If you're in need of a smile, and we all are, here are a few stories that should do the trick. A gym teacher keeps the workouts going. According to the Chicago Tribune, a Downers Grove, Illinois gym teacher is doing his best to keep his students up and active while practicing social distancing. Joe Schalemazer the gym teacher and athletic director at Avery Conley School, shows up to his students and coworkers' homes and follows a routine that's a joke, light conversation, and quick workouts like burpees. Now, in case you're wondering, burpee is a strenuous full body workout. I had to look that up. Unidentified customer leaves a stimulus check tip. An Arkansas steakhouse manager was in for a surprise after discovering an unidentified couple had left their stimulus check as a tip. According to the Daily Meal, after the couple picked up their order from the Colonial Steakhouse in Pine Bluff, a $1,200 tip was left in their wake. Social media leader donates to LLC. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey took to his platform to announce that he would be donating $1 billion of his Square equity, approximately 28% of his wealth, to the LLC Start Small to fund global COVID-19 relief. After the pandemic has been disarmed, Dorsey announced that the funding would shift to helping girls' health and education. A package deliverer goes the extra mile. Carrie Blassie was over the moon after a kind-hearted FedEx worker took the extra step to sanitize a package delivered to her home. Blassie has an 11-year-old daughter who has type 1 diabetes, so she posted a sign on her door that read, "Someone in this house has an autoimmune disorder." After cleaning the box, the delivery man left a note stating that the box had been sanitized and told the family to stay safe. An organization delivers a Passover meals. Just in time for Passover, the organization UJA, Federation of New York, a Jewish philanthropic group that works to care for people, joined more than 75 partners and social community centers to buy, prepare, and deliver meals to New York City, Westchester County, and Long Island citizens. According to the New York Daily Times, approximately 8,500 meals were delivered. An Iraq War veteran creates face masks with community members. According to the Chicago Times, Esteban Baroga, an Iraq War veteran, is going the extra mile to ensure people receive an adequate number of face masks. After learning masks were running low in mid-March, Baroga spent a night teaching himself how to sew. That same night, he created a mask, and the next day he purchased the materials he would need to make hundreds more. Now, together with fellow Latino immigrants, Baroga plans to make 1,500 masks. And so, let us each continue to be kind, compassionate, and loving every day. Thank you.
Much, Nancy. I love those stories. They just warm my heart. Yay. Thank you for sharing. Okay, John, I'm going to hand it over to you for our first song of the morning. Thank you.
I love how without even knowing what Nancy's message was going to be, the song just happens to fit together. I see smiling faces now in every corner of the world. The joyous understanding showering down upon us all. From this day on, our earth just aren't needed anymore. Poverty and war and hate are things that were before. And trumpets sound and people sing, embrace each other as they bring the news that all our difference gone. We found the truth, we're one. With every drop of rain that falls, rain peace. Every newborn baby's call, cry peace. Let every heart beat out with care. Let
Every voice vibrate the air, with every thought one solemn prayer for peace. Let every heart beat out with care. Let every voice vibrate the air. With every thought, one solemn prayer for peace. So good to know it's over now. We've given up the fight. Know that this serenity is all that's truly right. Now all our efforts spent to aid the ones the most in need. Clean water for the thirsty made, the hungry we all feed. Trumpets sound and people sing. Embrace each other as they bring the news that all our difference gone. We found the truth, we're one. With every drop of rain that calls rain peace. With every newborn baby's call, cry peace. Let every heart beat out with care. Let every voice vibrate the air. With every thought, one solemn prayer for peace. Let every heart beat out with care. Let every voice vibrate the air. With every thought, one solemn prayer for peace.
Wow, John, thank you. What a beautiful melody and vibration for us this morning. Thank you. It's beautiful. So beautiful. All right. Thank you, Nancy. I'm going to hand this back over to you for our prosperity blessing today.
Thank you. I invite you now to join me knowing in our prosperity blessing. We come together today, opening our hearts and minds to the one spirit, the light, infinite mind, knowing that there is only one power and one life, and that is the life of spirit. We affirm that we are one with spirit, and there is no one, nothing that is separate from this oneness. We are one with that infinite mind that has created all that is. We know that the divine qualities of peace, of power, of plenty, of wisdom are already within each of us, and we embrace those qualities now. We step forth in the truth of who and what we are, saying yes to our prosperity, our harmony, our health, our order, and our love. And now, with the greatest gratitude, we accept this transformation of consciousness for ourselves. We know that it is done, and we give thanks. Now we release, we let go, and we let spirit do its perfect work. We trust the universe to provide for us. It is done, and so it is. And here are just a few of the many ways we continue to align with our prosperity. Let us stay connected with our vibrant and loving community by visiting our website, our Facebook page, and our Facebook connection, reading our weekly connection, and participating with others in our small groups for sharing and book discussions. Please join in our community in making conscious contributions, giving what you can to our center for our Give to Grow 2020 campaign via PayPal, Zelle, or check. Remember that we are keeping our community alive through your contributions. Please also take time to visit our website Giving Back page to consider contributing to our chosen organizations for the month of December. This is our last week before we choose another organization for the months of January through March. And last, save the date of January 17th at 11:30 on Zoom after service for our 2021 annual meeting. Your input is so valuable as we have important decisions to make regarding our physical space here at Sand Creek Road. Please plan on being a part of this vital conversation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nancy, for those reminders and that blessing. Yes, trust in the universe. Thank you very much. John, I'm going to hand the screen back to you for our last song of the morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. May this serve to remind us of our connection to a higher consciousness and vibration. I can hear you calling me home. I can feel you drawing me home. Here now in this quiet space, bathed within your golden grace, everything's in perfect place. I can hear you calling me home. I can feel you drawing me home. Here now in this quiet space, bathed within your golden grace, everything's in perfect place. Here now in this quiet space, bathed within your golden grace, everything's in perfect place. Oh. Here now in this quiet space, bathed within your golden grace, everything's in perfect place. Oh.
Oh, thank you so much, John. That was absolutely beautiful. So much love, lots of love coming in on the comments, lots of hearts. Carol says, I love this song, John. Katie says, love you. Thank you so much. So we are so grateful for both of you, John and Nancy, for activating our space this morning with joy and love and blessings. So thank you for being here. I will see you on the other side on Facebook Live. We are so grateful.
Always a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Happy New Year.
Yes. Happy New Year. So I am here with Reverend Gil Olmstead. I am so thrilled that he is back with us. Look at him on that open road, that expanse out there. I love it. I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm going to read Gil's bio for you so you know him a little bit better. Light-Gill is a facilitator, speaker, consultant, and leader. As a licensed New Thought Ageless Wisdom minister, Gill enjoys the opportunity to collaborate with many individuals and organizations. Gill's ministry and service is grounded in collaboration, community, and compassion. Perfect. That's our theme for the month. He currently works with his wife, Robin, in their ministry, Live Inspired. So close in name to us. I love that. He leads Banter, Bay Area New Thought Evolving and Rising, and is a staff minister at the East Bay Church of Religious Science in Oakland. And we are so grateful for your presence with us today, Gail. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna check in here with the phone and see if there are any pertinent messages. Everybody can hear us and see us. Everyone is lots of gratitude for John's music. Yes, it's just amazing. Okay, wonderful. So I'm going to pray us in this morning, and then I'm going to hand the screen over to Gil for his message this morning, and then we'll do a little Q&A if you have any questions for Gil at the end, and then we'll wrap up. So just I invite you to take an inward breath with me. I am so grateful and thankful that we are here together, co-creating this conscious evolution. I am so grateful that we stand in the frequency of love, about love, for love, which is a space of bliss. This is where we radiate that Christ light, and we are so thankful and grateful that the Christos essence is our true identity, and that we can step into that here and now, into every moment. We rest in the truth that all of our needs are met. We are divinely supported and connected to God. There is only one presence at all times. We hold in the light those right now who feel lost, lonely, scared, and despair. And we see their minds catching a vision of love, feeling warmth, enfold them. We claim dominion over our lives and our minds, and we know that everything is working together for our good. We bless Reverend Gill this morning and cover him in love and light, knowing that his message is calling us to a deeper space of connection with the divine spirit. I release this word into the field of infinite possibilities, knowing, claiming love for all. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, for being here with us this morning. Thank you, Reverend Gill, for joining us. We appreciate and love you.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Inspired Living Center in Brentwood. Thank you, Amy and John and Nancy and everybody who's been a part of the process this morning. And those are just the people we saw, because there's a whole lot of people behind the scenes, and there's all of the people watching right now. So thank you. It is truly an honor to be with you, to be present today, and to talk a little bit about the light. You know, it is kind of a special day today. It's the last Sunday of 2020. Now, I don't know about you, but there were a couple points during this year where I thought this may never happen. We may never get to the end of this year, but we've made it, and we're all doing okay, and it's good. So I think it's time to just release all of that and open up to what else is moving now, what's coming forward. So it brings us to talking about igniting the light, and the light is everywhere present, it's all around us. But to sort of set the stage, I want to share a little story with you. When I was younger, much younger, my father was very what's the word I want? He was he was able to create and fix anything. So in fact, in just saying that to you, I'm remembering him yelling into a trash can with the little tape recorder so he could create a loop of sound for Halloween when kids came to the door that would scare them to death. So, I mean, this is the kind of, he would create whatever it is needed to have. In fact, he did the same thing for Santa Calls once with the blowing wind in the background, and he called the kids for from the North Pole. And anything that needed to be done around the house, he did it. And so like, I was thinking about this the other day, and I didn't realize until I was quite a bit older that there were actually people that would come to your house and help you with things, or you could take your car somewhere and they might help you with it. Because the plus side of that is I learned a whole lot, and I can do a whole lot of things myself now. But it's kind of funny. So when I was younger, he answered my question, how does a light bulb work? Now, I know today we have LED light bulbs, we have all these different things, but this is the days of incandescent light bulbs. And he said, well, they're actually really simple. They're simply a vacuum. When you turn on the light, it sucks up all the dark. And then it's light. I said, okay, that sounds kind of odd, but all right. He said, well, wait, this you can see this pretty easily. You're in the house, you turn on a light, it lights up. But if you turn on your porch light, it lights up, but you can see where it sort of fades back into the dark. It's because it can only suck so much dark. It doesn't have that much power. Okay. Now, I don't know. Well, okay, let me prove it to you. When that light bulb burns out, what does it look like? Take it out of the socket and look at it. It's got a big dark spot in it, right? That's because it sucked up all the dark it can. So this was his definition of the light bulb, which clearly was not accurate. But it brings us to this interesting thought about how we view things, right? That as if there are two separate poles that we're working with. There's the light and the dark, and in order to somehow overcome the dark, the light must literally overcome something else. And we see it in lots of things. We tend to create our world in terms of understanding it in dualities. Either we're on the right track or we're on the wrong track. We're hot or we're cold. We're all these different things, right? Well, I'm not sure that's really how it works. I'm pretty certain that if we think about these things in terms of new thought, ageless wisdom, and we look at it, we say, well, God is all there is. There's only one thing. And if there's only one thing, is there light and dark, or is there just light? So, if we put this in a historical context, the light has been celebrated traditionally at this time of year. Where does that come from? It comes from the solstice. It comes from this living with the cycles of the earth and knowing that the world would experience this time where the sun would gradually go away and there'd be less and less, and then there would come a time when the sun would gradually come back, and the solstice celebrates that point where it shifts from decreasing to increasing, and we're welcoming the light back into our world. And so humans have celebrated that and been excited about the fact that the sun is no longer retreating from them, but coming and returning. And of course, as Amy mentioned earlier, lots of different religions have added this type of thing into their celebrations. That Christmas is about the coming of the light, the Son of God. That in Hanukkah they're celebrating the Festival of Lights, and there's all these different religious things. Well, the thing that I was thinking about was when we celebrate, for instance, the solstice, and we think about that the light has somehow gone away and is now coming back. Is that really true? Has it gone away? Has it disappeared? Is it really coming back? And I would suggest that, in fact, no, the sun has always been there. The light is always present. There's never any question about whether or not there's light. The question is whether or not I can observe it or see it or be a part of it. And so, you know, that's how we get this whole concept of the light coming and going, and yet at the same time, it's always there. Now, in the solstice celebrations, we actually have this whole thing that the Earth has north and south poles, so it's opposite going on at the same time. So it's all about the perspective. Where are you? Where are you observing this from? What are you observing? It's not about the light itself. It's about us. It's about where are we coming from? It's about what are we able to see? What are we allowing ourselves to see? Are we turning away from the light? And in a sense, the Earth turns away from the light and then turns back. And I think this is quite a fascinating concept. And it's really about how do we celebrate and experience this light directly? How do we celebrate and experience it? How do we gain a perspective that allows us to know that it's always there? And I'd like to share a little quote from Ernest Holmes, who wrote The Science of Mind. He says, "Stop trying, stop struggling, begin to be calm, to trust in the higher laws of life. Even though you do not see them, they are still there." So even though we do not see it, the light is still there. And this is really true when we think about what light really is. And light's nothing more than energy, right? Light is energy moving in waves. And actually, visible light is a really, really small space on the spectrum of this energy wave that we measure out there. So visible light sits in this little spot in the middle, and the difference in the wave size allows us to see it differently. But once it goes outside that, we don't see it anymore. And you have things like microwaves, gamma rays, you have AM, FM radio, you have all kinds of things that we don't see. We never know they're there per our perception, certainly per our visual perception. And yet, does that change anything? Is that light not there? Does it not do its job? No, it does its job. It does exactly what it needs to do. And each of those things has a job to do. We have to have all of this different activity of energy in order to allow this planet and us and all of it to express fully. And spirit couldn't express fully if it had this infinite ways of bringing forth the energy. Now, is there one end of that spectrum that's the good end and one end that's the bad end? No. Is it different? Absolutely. It's totally different. But it's still the light. So what, and now I can go back to Amy, because she shared with us her thumping of the Bible earlier, which I don't think she quite fits the standard definition of that. However, Jesus says to us, you are the light of the world. I am the light of the world. And I think what's being said there is we are, in fact, that energy, that space of spirit showing up. We are emitting a light which is invaluable, important, and needed. Now, can I judge someone else's light? Can I determine whether their light is bright enough, or whether it's the right kind of light, or whether its color is correct. Maybe it seems higher to me, or lower to me, or warmer to me, or cooler to me, more visible, or maybe I don't see it at all. But does that change their light? Does that change my light? And I think in some ways, those two questions are really super important. As we think about the light and we think about compassion, compassion reminds us that we have to trust what's in, that spirit is present in each other and in ourselves. We have to trust that, and we have to be able to see beyond what we see and to hold the truth of people as far as their completeness in spirit. If we can hold them in that, then we can be compassionate. We can hold them through whatever appears to be outside of the norm, whatever we want to put on the scale somewhere at the not so bright end, the bad end, the whatever. We can still hold that, knowing that it is simply the light. And is there any kind of light that isn't necessary and isn't needed? And I would have to submit that I think it's all needed. And it's all about us allowing our perspective to not get in the way of the truth. So I want to share a little story that relates to this in a couple of ways. Now, all of us, I believe, have hit those spots where we've wondered about whether our light was bright enough or doing what it needed to do. Was it worth us showing up as us to do what we need to do? And I think all of us have sometimes encountered those people who we thought, can you turn it down a little? Can you just back off a little bit? I can't see. It's too much. Well, I want to share a story that talks about this a little bit. I live with my god sister and my godsons, Robert and Giovanni, who are quickly growing. But Robert is our 11 going on 12-year-old. And sometimes his light is so bright that we all want to tell him to be quiet and go away. He just comes in a room and just, fills it up. Crazy fills it up. And he's so sensitive and compassionate that when I was preparing to speak a week ago and again this morning, he stopped. In fact, last week he stopped. He called his brother to come downstairs so that he could pray me in, so that he could speak the word on my behalf. And what he said was, it doesn't matter what you say. It's all good. It'll be fine. It's perfect. Just do it. Just show up. Just be yourself. And how could he have been any less right than that? And it was the perfect thing that was needed. And it supported me beyond my words. And so I share that because so often we hold ourselves back. We hold ourselves back and we deny everybody the opportunity to experience the way Spirit wants to express through us. And just because we do it in a way that perhaps nobody even notices or comments on, doesn't mean it wasn't important. Quite often people have experiences that they either don't quite understand how or what happened. They don't ever realize anything that, or how valuable it was until years into the future. But that experience somehow of someone else being present in their life, however they were present, is absolutely critical. And so if we're going to be compassionate with one another, we have to be willing to step into who we are, because we can't fully hold people in the truth of who they are if we're not willing to show up in the truth of who we are. And obviously, as I said, it doesn't matter whether we see it or not. The picture behind me illustrates this idea that you have very small amounts of light that are so perfectly tuned to create something that is marvelous, is fantastic. So it doesn't mean always that the light has to be the brightest one in the room. It doesn't mean it has to be anything. It just means you have to be authentic. I have to be authentic to my own light. And we observe this in many places. And I'm gonna go one more time to children, and I'm gonna do that because 29 years ago, last week, my oldest son was born, and I held him in my arms for the first time. And my experience of spirit showing up, just totally present without any qualifications, without any conditions, was there in my arms. And at the same time, it brought forth my own feelings of being able to unconditionally connect and to be present with spirit. And it brought my memory, my history forward, and reminded me how much my father was able to connect with me, and in ways that I didn't remember or didn't really know until that point. And so suddenly in that space, I was fully connected to this being of light. And now this being of light has called me forth to be something new and different. And I've had to step up to that in so many ways throughout these 29 years. And I've had the honor of watching him step up in his own space to who he is and how he shows up. And I can assure you that he would be able to tell you that I have not done it right all the time. My light's been a little less than what it was supposed to be. And, you know, we've both experienced that, but that doesn't change anything. It's that we continue to have compassion on ourselves and each other and attempt to show up fully. And that's the opportunity we have in this season of light, and in the closing of this year, and the stepping into that new year, that sort of place where we mark as something, a break in time. And although that happens for us every day, this sort of, we sort of create that space for ourselves to start new, to start over. And it's not so much about being different, it's just about being committed to be ourselves. Being committed to offer what we have, being committed to show up. I'd like to share with you a quote from Plato, of all people. Goes back very far. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men and women are afraid of the light. The tragedy is when we are afraid of the light. And I think probably most accurately, the tragedy is when we are afraid of our own light. and we allow that fear to hold us back from showing up. And it's easy to do. We've all done it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Have compassion. And let us just step into that space of showing up and allowing Spirit to be what it is through us. And I believe that's what we're called to this day. And I believe that's what we're called to in our lives every day. So ignite your light. Let it shine. And know that however it shines, it is perfect. I'm grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Gil. We appreciate you. What a beautiful message of light and darkness. And, you know, it really felt what was resonating for me in your message in the beginning, what you were talking about, sort of this balance, that we don't have to look at it like duality, like we're trying to get away from the dark, but embracing it. It's like there's balance in all of it, right? And so many times when we look back at, even in our own lives, we can look back at dark times, you know, that we would have called dark times. What came out of that time, you know? So it's always purposeful and
Absolutely.
in divine order, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I gave last year, I think it was, I gave a talk on the light too, and I told a story about this time I was going to this party, a really important party, and I ordered this dress online. I saw it online. I was like, that's the dress. It was like super glittery, sparkly, bright. So I get it and I put it on and I think, I love this dress. It's so awesome. And then all the mind starts going, but it's a little bold, but you know, maybe just go with the safe black dress. So I wrapped it back up, sent it back and wore the safe black dress. And the message that ended up coming to me out of that was that when we dim our own light, what you're talking about here, when we do that, others can't see the reflection so well. And this is the whole, the light in me sees the light in you. So it's reciprocal, right? So when we snuff out our own light, we do a disservice to everyone, to ourselves and everyone. And you spoke so beautifully to that today. So thank you. Thank you.
It goes back to this little light of mine, right?
Yes,
Right.
exactly. I know it's, and you go back to the children, the stories of the children, because they're the essence of that. It's like, they're not snuffing out their light. They're just shining, and they are the truth, the true identity of that Christ light.
And they allow themselves to be as big as they feel and as they know themselves to be.
That's right.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful? That's so beautiful. Yeah. I took a few notes here and you made me laugh about the Bible thumper. I was cracking up. But yeah, compassion reminds us to trust that the Spirit is present within ourselves and within others. And that's beautiful that the light is there. Okay, I'm going to check in here to comments. So please drop in comments, questions for Reverend Gill if you have them. Let me go back here. I'm scrolling back to see. The sun is always there. Just remove the clouds. Wayne Dyer said that. Thank you, Maria. Pat says, just a thought. We are blindfolded. Light is always there. We just need to take off what blinds us. Mm-hmm. Harris says, Gail, your comments about the balance between light and dark are among the most balanced I've heard. We live in a world that tends toward dichotomies and prefers the good over the bad. I agree 100% with you that we can't judge another person's path or whether they're light in quotes enough, because we know that in their essence, each person is the light. Yes. What I would ask is, what if someone is perceptibly not living from a point of their highest good and it's affecting you? What if they are a user of others or even unknowingly impact you or others when they aren't doing things like holding a job, overly depending on you or your loved ones, or behaving ethically in relationships, in other words, behaving unethically? I'm struggling with relating to people like this in a loving way.
That's a obviously very good and in-depth and difficult question. I think, though, we are called, first of all, to again go back to seeing the truth of who they are. And then practically moving into that space of how do we support someone when we see who they are, how do we support them in coming to a place of revealing that? And that may require us to step back from a relationship. It may require us to, for instance, if somebody is living at your house and not paying you rent kind of thing, it may require you to ask them to leave. Those kinds of things, not because you simply don't care about them, but if you can come at it from the most loving space of what will support this person to get to the place where they find their light and they can shine it. That wasn't the best example, but I think you get the idea.
Yeah. Thank you, Gil. Okay, so Ginny asks, can someone please define showing up? I'll let Gil, or I can define, and then I'll let Gil. I show up. My idea of showing up is saying, here I am, God, every day. What am I here to do? I commit to holding the high watch of love. I think that's my quick version of.
Yeah, that's a good version. I think for me, when I say it, and I think I say it more for myself, and that is, don't be afraid of how other people might judge you if you wear the sparkly dress.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Because that's
Yeah.
exactly it. It's showing up. You knew what you wanted to do. You knew what was, in your heart for that, and then you step back from it. And I only use you as an example because you're so much easier than yourself. But I'm sure I can find many stories that would illustrate that in my life. So
we all have them for sure. That's our human piece. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I think I'm gonna find that dress and I'm gonna order it. That was some years ago now, so I think it's time.
There you go.
Oh, Betty says, thank you, Gail. Beautiful message. Maria says, thank you. Ginny says, I suppose it means to be the best you can be, but it's become such a cliche. It rolls over my head. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Even sometimes love, the word love is used so often and frequently that I often sit with the word love and really meditate to really feel into the word. Times. Beverly says, thank you, Gil. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, yeah, it can wash over us. I think that's true with anything that we sort of repeatedly say to ourselves or experience, but for me, it means at least opening the space in myself to show up anew in each situation, to be open to what's here now, and not cloud it with everything that's happened every other time I've shown up here.
Great.
Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
at least that's a little insight.
Well said. Beverly says, thank you, Gil, for continuing Chuck's vision and creation of banter. It's so perfect that you gave today's talk exactly 1 year after his passing. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Right. I thank you.
December 27th. It's right up there on my board. I did not.
Yeah. What about that?
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing that to our attention, Beverly.
Yes. Thank you.
That. Carol says, this has made me more conscious of everybody's light, including my own. Beautiful. To me, it means to have the courage to be authentic, honest about ourselves, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Beautiful. That's, I think, the answer to showing up. It's about allowing our perspective to not get in the way of the truth. Thank you for that reminder. I feel Chuck reminding me too of that welcoming perspective. Yeah. Luminda says, I love this reminder that in every living soul, there is a brilliant life. If I can't see it, I still trust that it's absolutely there. Beautiful, Luinda. Dennis says, thank you. Karen says, thank you. I think I finally got what showing up means. Wonderful talk. Yes, it indeed was. Dave says, Gil, I so appreciate your reminder and invitation to be willing to allow ourselves to show our light. It can take an act of courage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here with us. Thank you for your participation and your love. We feel this exchange, and we're so deeply grateful. Lots of gratitude for you, Gil. We appreciate you being here with us so very, very much. Beautiful talk, bringing us wonderful reminders. Yes, thank you for this reminder today. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, thank you for being here. We are just such a happy little ball of loving co-creation. It just excites me. I appreciate all of you. 11:30, I will have the connection link open for anybody who wants to pop on and connect. I know some people are busy today, and I'm going to go celebrate. My oldest son is turning 19. It's his birthday today. 19 years ago, he was born in Virginia Beach. So we're going to go celebrate that. But if you want to jump on the link and just chit chat, it won't be our usual connection time, but feel free to be on there. If your mind, spirit feel nourished by our community, please consider visiting our Ways to Give page on our website, brentwoodilc.org. We also have our prayer and healing page, which has a lot of resources on there. Go ahead and check that out. We are tremendously grateful for all of you, all of your contributions, and ensure that we are continuing to inspire East County and beyond. We appreciate and love all of you. This community is such a blessing to so many, because I know all of you are the light, shining the light out there in the world. And what is better than that? What is better than that? So thank you so much. Thank you, Gil. We are grateful. We are grateful for you and your message and your presence and your essence. Truly heartfelt. Thank you. Yes, Linda says, thank you, Gil, for a wonderful message. Indeed, indeed. I am going to close this out with our prayer of transformation. I invite you to feel into this with me. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God directs us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is and always shall be. And we are divine. You are certainly divine, a divine light being. Thank you. Thank you for shining. Blessings on your new year. Remember, on the 31st, 11 a.m., we will be here Facebook Live with Robert for a New Year's meditation. Much, much, much love and light to you, beautiful Brentwood Inspire Living community. Mwah. Blessings and love. Thank you, Gil.
Can I share something real quick?
Jump in.
I just want to share, since we mentioned banter,
Yes.
we are having our first Conscious Cafe of the year on January 8th, because the first Friday is not a good day since it's New Year's.
Yeah.
And it is 2021, the myth and the mystery.
Oh, nice.
So that's what we're talking about and being open to. And it's just an opportunity for people to come together to share thoughts and feelings and discuss with different folks. And it's from 7 to 8:30 or 8:45 on that Friday night.
That's beautiful.
And so
thank you for that reminder, Gil. And you usually send that to me, and I will post it here on our Facebook group, so that way everybody can have that link available right here on the page. So
all right, thank you.
Yay, thank you.
All right, everybody.
With that reminder, yay.
Thanks so much,
everybody. Love and blessings.